Good evening and welcome to Saturday Night Lacrosse on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League YouTube channel. It's Game 3 of the semifinal series between the Orangeville Northmen and the St. Catharines Athletics. Hello, I'm Alan Corkum alongside Lucas Arger. What a series you've had so far. Game 1 here, 6-4 defensive win for St. Catharines. And what a thriller the other night at the Bunny Barn in Orangeville. 12-11 in overtime. Northmen scored 3 late goals in 45 seconds to tie it. But then the sniper, James Bucktooth, got the game winner in overtime to give the A's a 2-0 series lead.
Bucktooth decided to go through 2 and then take on 3 defenders to go top corner on Cole Downey. St. Catharines in full control of this series right now, up 2-0. Back at home looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead. But don't count out the Northmen. They know how to come from behind. They've been in this position many times before throughout their history. Expecting a good one here tonight.
Yeah, they're the 2-time defending Ontario Junior Lacrosse League champions, so you know they're not going to go down without a fight. They almost came back in Game 2, so let's see what happens here tonight. Your officials of tonight's game, the crew chief is John Vander Giesen, and Mark Smith and Joel Furman will help him out as the officials. And yeah, quickly some thoughts of this game. It should be a good battle. The goalies have played well in this series as well. Cole Downey and Ty Wilson for St. Catharines.
Definitely. Wilson coming into this game, 6-1 record in this playoffs, a sub-7 GAA and an 8.43 save percentage. On the other side for the Northmen, Cole Downey, 4-2 record in the playoffs, 9.14 GAA and an 8.14 save percentage. So almost identical numbers if you take away their records. So we'll see which goalie can rise to the occasion here tonight. Will Wilson be up 3 or does Downey have an answer?
See what happens off the opening face-off. St. Catharines in control, but that's a turnover. Now it's Aiden Matthews. Got to watch him, the three-headed monster with Dylan Sanderson and Max Kruger up there, the offense. See if they can get going here tonight. St. Catharines have to stop them. There's a pass. There's a shot just whipped wide by Max Kruger. It's back to Garen Jennings. Finds Matthews. There's a high shot. Nice save there by Ty Wilson as he squeezed the arm to keep it out.
Good first look from the Northmen. They're gonna do a lot of that. Shoot from the outside. If they see a lane, they'll take it. If they get the look inside that they want, they'll take that too. But look for the Northmen to shoot if they see any opening out there on the floor.
Loose ball picked up by Lucas Rozon. Rozon still has it, looking around, see if he can pass him by 14 on the shot. That pass goes over the head of the A's player, and Orangeville picks it up. Not sure what happened there. A little confusion. Brought up by Alex Messier.
Zach Toll had gone through the crease on that play, so he was unable to be the first one to receive it. That's why he kind of had to put his head out of the way, and it's a turnover. Can Orangeville capitalize?
We'll see what happens coming off the bench. It's Hunter Thompson. Thompson trying to fight a check. Now it's dropped back. Matthews, shot clock winding. It was a tight defense there by St. Catharines. Matthews trying to fight up. He'll take a shot, and a nice save by Wilson. Big rebound and a fresh 30 for the Northmen. Now it's worked back. It's Matthews again. Looks, he gets some space. Coming in, he dives! And no goal. They say he stepped in the crease. Tough break. That would have been a beautiful one from Matthews.
That would have been a good fake up high, and then he goes underneath this defender, tries to go airborne, but stepped on that blue turf prior to taking off, so no goal, says the official. Athletics back the other way on offense.
Now it's Kennedy. Takes a shot and a save by Downey. His first test of the night. Now they battle for it in the corner. Bunch of blue and black jerseys battling for that ball. St. Catharines comes up with it. Meridian with it now, coming out. And a fresh 30 for the A's. They'll work it around. Down low for Isaiah Paul. Gets it over. There's a drop off. Here's a chance. Oh, and just fired wide by Kennedy. Rebound up for Grez is picked up by the Northmen. It's Alex Messier. He gets knocked down, but he gets it ahead for Evan Miller. The Northmen will change and get the offense back on the floor.
Good save from Downey there to keep that one out, especially when it was Isaac Paul that went airborne, similar to Matthews. So both goalies up to the test here, not even 3 minutes in. And we're going to get our first penalty of the game coming.
Unless Sanderson scores, but he can't as he steps in the crease, and now we'll get the call, and I believe it's going against the Athletics.
Looks to be a holding the stick infraction going against Reef Steinhaus. So Reef, number 9, of course, his older brother Ari, number 93. So we take a look as you can see that Reef was defending Kruger and just had an extra tug on the stick. Officials are going to see that all day long. So first power play of the night coming here to the Northmen.
Also had a look there at that great chance at Matthews, but he just got that toe in the crease there, trying to do the Superman dive that didn't work. But now a power play for the Northmen. Behind the back pass doesn't work. Ball will come all the way back. Matthews trying to save it, and he won't be able to. Should be a back over. Another saying it deflected, so it's not. A little bit of confusion there in the A's bench, wondering why it wasn't called.
You can see the official signaling there was a tip there, so no over and back. Here's Orangeville.
Oh, great chance there for Matthews with a big save by Wilson. Doing that all playoff. Now a chance. Sanderson backs Kruger with it. Kruger trying to fight off the tight checking of the Athletics. Gets it over to Matthews. Back for Kruger. Kruger down low. Sanderson back to Kruger, takes a sidewinder, but Wilson makes the save, and St. Catharines controls. And he'll bounce it up, try to kill off some of this penalty. 25 in the shot clock, a minute 10 to go. The Steinhaus infraction. They'll work it over for Rozon. Rozon gets it to Bucktooth, the hero from game 2. Up high for Zach Toll, the captain. Toll looking around. Pass in tight, doesn't work for Rozon. Back for Bucktooth, coming in short-handed. Oh, he tried to shove it in, but got hit on the post. Good chance there as he comes all close, so short-handed.
Very rare do you see a player like Bucktooth just decide to go to the net and killing a penalty, but he almost scored that goal the same way he did the overtime game. 1-on-2, tried to go one-hand top corner, but Downey keeps it out.
Yeah, very close. Oh, nice behind-the-back feed. It's Kruger. Sanderson lets one rip, and it bounces off the post. Wilson make a piece of that one, and again they're going to say it was deflected, so no back over violations. And a fresh 30 for the Northmen. They only have 20 seconds left on this power play, but they've been working the ball quickly around. It's back. Kruger shoots. It's wide of the net. That'll come over. Deflected again. Up to pick it up is Downey. Try to get one last chance here on the power play, but I think they're just going to let it wind down and see. Kruger looks at the clock. Kruger behind the back. Sanderson lets one rip. And Wilson makes the save as the power play expires.
Great look right there from Kruger and Sanderson, but there's a reason why Wilson has been the number 1 all season for the Athletics. He's gotten every start this season but one game, and the numbers show right there, and especially going to the Minto Cup a season ago shows why Wilson is one of the top goalies in this league. Saw his younger brother Cooper played with Whippy last night, got the win, and family in attendance, so maybe Cooper's picking up a thing or two from older brother Ty here tonight.
Yep, good brother out there. There's a shot from up high, but a save by Downey near the end of the shot clock, and Downey will play it ahead quickly for Sean Costigan, the veteran Northman. Costigan up the floor in transition. They'll feed Hunter Thompson coming off the bench. Thompson with that stick dancing, looking for somebody to pass. He finds Kruger. Player knocked down in front, play goes on. Kruger hangs on. Gets by another defender. 10 on the shot clock. Drops it off for Thompson. Thompson waiting. 5 in the shot. Takes a rip, and another nice save by Wilson, and A's will control.
Outside rip right there from Thompson. Can't beat Wilson from distance, but that's also a good defensive stand right there from the Athletics. Force them to shoot from the outside, and if they can keep doing that all night long, Wilson is going to have a very easy test here tonight.
Now Rozon looking to shoot. Rozon takes it, and off the shoulder of Downey. Rebound picked up by Arrow Booth and a fresh 30 for St. Catharines. Booth lets one rip from up top, and it's blocked. Rebound was picked up by Rozon. Rozon down low for Bucktooth. 20 on the shot clock. Bucktooth looking. The feed in, trying to find Rozon. He gets it back. Rozon held. Back to Bucktooth, and another frustration. There's a nice pass in tight. St. Catharines looking. Here's a shot. It's going in. No, it stays out. How did that one stay out? Oh, my goodness. Doing the splits was Cole Downey. What a chance for St. Catharines.
Well done by the rookie goaltender to keep that one out. Split save. And you can see behind the Northman bench, all the St. Catharines fans, they were jumping up and down. They thought it went in. But what a great save right there from number 1.
Look at a replay on that one. Here's a chance, but that one is blocked. Aidan Matthews with a rip. But the Northman grabbed the rebound. Shot clock winding down. There's Sanderson with a shot, and it bounces up, and Wilson gets a piece of it. And St. Catharines trying to control, and they will as it's picked up by Reeve Steinhaus. Steinhaus racing up the floor, trying to go over before the 8 seconds, and they just do. So he lays it for Zach Toll. He'll go off. Offense back on the floor. Toll looking, comes up, finds some space, being defended there tightly by Hanson Ron. He gets over to Bucktooth. Bucktooth still with it. Up in the high slot, Bucktooth being defended tightly. Down for Kennedy. Kennedy spins around, whatever comes in, but he stepped in the crease. Crease violation against St. Catharines.
Even though that was a crease violation, that's still a good save from Downey, being able to track the shooter, going right to left, gets the shoulder out there, and both goalies are doing well as Northmen lead in the shot column right now in-house, 9-6, as we approach 8 minutes played here in the opening 20.
There's a chance. Sanderson lets one rip, and it goes just wide. Now a foot race for the ball. Coming up fast. A little bit too. There was Ari Steinhaus coming up. Almost had a break. So going to try shoving him behind the net, but Downey again holds his ground as Steinhaus stepped in the crease.
Not a bad idea from Steinhaus there, attempting the crease dive. Unable to do so as he did what Matthews did earlier, stepped in that blue turf. Cannot do that, so both teams are trying something a little bit out of their wheelhouse here tonight with crease dives either from behind the net or going airborne vertical or horizontally.
Now Kruger fighting off the tight checking of St. Catharines. Kruger pass back. Here's a shot off the post in the arm there. A nice rip from Garen Jennings, and it'll be Orangeville ball.
Jennings is one of those players that is a little bit of a depth piece here for the Northmen after the three-headed monster that you mentioned, Alan. So if Jennings is able to get going, it's going to be very difficult for the Athletics defense here tonight. And here's the ball, sending it over to Kruger.
Yeah, Kruger with it. He'll let one rip, bounces up and over Wilson. Rebound, there's a chance. Oh, a nice save with the arm as he robs Tobias Wilson in tight. And the other Wilson, Ty, is on his game right now. Back up the floor quickly. Our St. Catharines been putting on the brakes is Steinhaus, and he'll go off. Chance at either end. What a game there so far, Lucas. My goodness.
It's been up and back, and a lot of chances for both teams. And Tobias Wilson with another good one right there. Deadline acquisition for the Northmen coming from Elora, and he's found his footing very well here with Orangeville.
There's a chance and another save by Downey this time as he starts Bedard in tight. The goalies look like they're on their game tonight. It's going to be a bit of a chess match. These two goalies just going shot for shot right now, making the saves.
What I do love right there was a big hit from Aiden Kella on Blake Berard.
And there's a goal. Here we finally get one. It's Aiden Matthews breaking the ice here tonight, nearing the halfway point of the first. And it's 1-0 Northmen, a big road goal for Orangeville.
The Northmen have 12 shots early on in this game. I'm going to say Matthews has 9 of them, as he has just been feeling the hot hand, and just an outside rip. Wilson unable to keep the stick right between his legs, low to low, just goes 5-hole right past Ty Wilson. It's 1-0 for Orangeville as we are a couple seconds away here from the midway mark of the period.
And that tough loss the other night, Lucas, the game against St. Catharines, they lost a 9-point night, 4 goals and 5 assists for Matthews. He was on fire, but unfortunately was overshadowed by Bucktooth's overtime winner. Now St. Catharines up the floor with it, off the face of trying to get back. Sutter Pilon goes across for Jaden Kennedy. Kennedy has some time now, looking around as the rest of the offense gets on the floor for the Athletics. Rozon down low for Bucktooth, up high. Moradian. They go down again. Rozon. There's a chance. Toll with a shot, and Downey makes the save right into his paddle. And he'll try to get it out and up the floor quickly, but he'll leave it for Alex Messier. Messier with a big body coming up the floor now. Messier with his head up. Still can't pass. Now he finally feeds the goal scorer, Matthews. And again, look at Matthews all the time in space. The he rips one home again. Individual effort. What a goal there. Aiden Matthews double dips. And it's 2-0 Northmen.
After Messier surveys his options, he gives it to Matthews. No one wants to step up to him. So you're going to see the ball go to Matthews. Bucktooth and Messier both go to the bench. Nobody slides up. And right on top of the dotted line, Matthews rips one low to low, right past Wilson. Northmen have doubled their lead here. Now 2-0 for the men in black.
That's one guy you cannot leave alone and give him that much time and space. Aiden Matthews, and St. Catharines did, and he made them pay right there. He's got 2 goals in about a minute. It's 2-0 for Orangeville. And probably, maybe it's not so much, but probably is a must-win for them. Down 2-0. I mean, you get down 3-0 to St. Catharines. It's going to be tough to win 4 in a row, but anything can happen. But I think if they get this win tonight, they'll feel a little more comfortable. But still lots of time left in this one. But they're threatening again. Kruger comes in, takes a shot. No goal. Stepped in the crease, says the official.
Right idea from Kruger to go underneath and attempted to go far side, but a little too close for comfort, says the officials. And now St. Catharines is going to see if they can get a good 5-on-5 offensive set here.
There's Rozon. Has some time. Space. Takes a shot right off the mask of Downey. That's using your head. Now it's St. Catharines getting off the rebound. A fresh 30 on the shot clock. Moradian with it up high. Pass it over to Rozon. Rozon gets a pick. Rozon, no, but he's tight defensively. Now he's pushed back. Feeds Toll. Toll gets open. Coming in. He scores! The captain, Zach Toll, rattles a glass in celebration, and the A's cut the deficit to 1, 2-1. 8:36 to go in the first.
So Toll's going to be the goal scorer, but what Meridian does very well is he keeps his feet moving. He doesn't stand in one place, gives it to Toll, and then Toll just does what he does best, able to pick his spot or absorbs the contact, and then he jumps into the glass. Celebrate with the Athletics fans. St. Catharines is on the board here.
Yeah, we got to mention the great crowd here at Canada Games Park. Almost a full house here tonight. Both Northmen fans have made the trek from Orangeville, and the Athletics faithful here as well. So it's good to see on a Saturday night when lots happen in the summer, lots of events go on. But it's a good crowd here tonight to watch this intense lacrosse game that's back and forth right now. As the Athletics have cut the Northmen lead to 1, 8.5 to go here, and they're going to try to tie it up. It's Kennedy. Kennedy with the ball, trying to fight off defense. Pass Bucktooth. Look, there's another chance here. Morani coming in, takes a shot. Oh, and Downey got a piece of that one. It's the ball bouncing around. Downey trying to freeze it against the net, and he does, and it will be Orangeville ball. And a little bit of pushing. Oh, and Downey gets home, gives the man a shot. Is that Toll behind the net? I believe it was. Trying to get in the grill of all the Orangeville players.
Yeah, definitely. Downey trying to do his best, fired up his team. That actually was Isaiah Paul that was mixed up in it, but definitely feeling the intensity right now, and both teams are trying to gain whatever edge they can, as more so the Northmen are feeling the pressure entering here tonight on the road.
There's Matthews with a rip, and Wilson got a piece of that one. So they were almost off at a break. That was Thompson. Down low for Kruger. This will reset. Kruger pushes in hard. Trying to fight out the defense. Are really on Kruger tonight. You should be watching Matthews a little more tight maybe. Oh, penalty coming up to the Athletics. Delayed call. Downey to the bench for the extra attacker. So we'll see what happens. Matthews on hat-trick watch. Back to Kruger. Pass into and bounce wide by Jennings through the crease. And now we'll get our penalty call. Tough break there for Garen Jennings.
Right idea to go back door. Jennings had it for a moment, but it's not all lost, as here comes the holding the stick infraction. You can see number 11 right there in the middle for the Athletics. That's Levi Roast, and stick just got caught underneath his arm right in front of Mark Smith, and easy call there for them. So Orangeville going to get their second power play of the night, 0 for 1 on their first one.
Yeah, it was easy to call that one, Lucas. The evidence right there, he has it in his hand and drops it. It's like, well, can't get away with that one. So let's see if the Northern can capitalize here on their second power play. Sanderson. Matthews back to Sanderson. Back for Matthews. Back for Sanderson. Sanderson behind the back. Kruger shoots. And hit the post. I'm not sure what happened there. Got blocked partially. Now St. Catharines controls. As Wilson leaves it for his man.
Tried to go far side, but Sutter Pilon got the body in the way to block that one. So nice job right there from 77. And now Zach Toll has it.
Yep, Toll with the athletic goal, trying to get his second of the night. Toll killing some clock here, but the offense back over. Bucktooth is there. Berard is there as well. Toll for Bucktooth. Shot coming. Bucktooth coming in short-handed. Oh, and on a chance there. But I think he drew a penalty, though, to Jameson Bucktooth. So he went hard to the net, and he's trying to get over the crease. So he went hard to Downey, but I think he was pushed in. So I think it's going to be 4-on-4 for a minute. Looks like it's going to be Evan Miller going off.
Watch Bucktooth. He's going to go in, has one hand on his stick, and then the other hand around him was from Evan Miller. And unfortunately, Bucktooth crashed into Downey. Both of them got up, had a bit of a chuckle afterwards, but some 4-on-4 action here. Minute apart on the penalty time, so going to be an eventual 1-minute power play here for the Athletics coming up.
Yeah, the call was for holding against Miller. Let's see what happens now. Lots of open floor there for these Titans on the floor. There's a shot. It bounces, partially blocked there. You see Rozon brings down Messier. It's like taking down a big oak tree. And there's a player in front. Going to be a legal pickups, a pushing and shoving here. And temperature's starting to turn up a notch in here, Lucas.
Yeah, they are. I think on that last play right there, that whistle, Bishop Berman might have gave an extra shove, and so St. Catharines wanted a penalty, but they'll just get the ball back here, and Toll has it.
Yeah, Toll with a stutter step and a save. Rebound, it's off the post. What a chance there for Arrow Booth.
Right on top of the crease, but Booth cannot beat the post.
Goalie's best friend right there, saving Downey. There's a pass across. Chance now for the A's. They back in, go to the net, they score! What an effort! Leave that to Arrow Booth. Hit the post once, but he doesn't make any mistake there, and it's tied at 2.
Watch this play. Bucktooth is going to find Booth back door. He's going to fake over top, go back underneath, able to beat his man, and he goes far side past Downey, just bodies his way past Cooper Campbell. And here's the chance right here, right on top of the crease. There's Booth, beats everything but the iron, but a couple seconds later, he's able to respond. We've tied this game up here at 2.
Well, as they say, at first you don't succeed, try again. He did, and he scored on his second opportunity, and Arrow Booth has tied this up for the A's as the Northmen try to come back. But now they are on the penalty kill for less than a minute unless something else happens.
So that goal by Booth will go down as an even strength goal because we were 4-on-4. So now Orangeville can be killing a penalty. Can the Athletics hold them?
See what happens here. Sanderson back for Kruger, takes a shot. Wilson makes a save and hangs on with 36 to go. So basically one possession for the A's to try to score a power play marker.
Shots are now even here as we have under 5 minutes to go in period 1, 14 all. And now here comes the big lethal power play unit. First time we've seen the Athletics man up unit here tonight.
Toll has it, walking around. Toll, it's down low, back up top, Bucktooth shoots, and Downey gets a piece of that one. And a big rebound for the ball in the corner. Booth gets hit there. He's in a battle with Koskinen, but it's picked up by the A's, and they'll reset the shot clock as Northern will kill off the abbreviated power play. But still, A's have possession. Look at Toll down low, gets it back. Oh, and Downey spreads out to make the big save on Booth as Booth gets rubbed into the boards, and it'll be legal play there. And Messi with an extra shot there on Bucktooth after the whistle too. St. Catharines ball.
Talked about the temperature being turned up, and after, look at far side, that's Booth, and I believe that's Berman being tied up.
Yep. Referee's letting it go for now, but like I said, that was one thing both coaches preached before the game to me, discipline, and I know that, the hotness of the series, you got to be careful. You don't want to give an extra shot and maybe get a penalty. You don't want to get a goal because it means power plays later. Here's a chance, Northmen. There's a chance. Oh, and a shot saved Jennings as he was robbed by Wilson, getting that arm out again. 3:45 to go here in the first period.
Well done by Ty Wilson there, getting the shoulder out, and Jennings had a good look there as Matthews went underneath. He drew the double team, and now he caused a turnover right here. Can they get the ball back? Ball still loose down there on the turf.
Oh, heavens. The A's are just getting worked over her, but they still kept the possession. That's a good job by them, and they get a nice round from the bench for that one. Shot clock winding down, though. Here's Toll, juking and jiving in, and he scores! What a goal by Zach Toll! And the A's take their first lead of the night, 3-2, with 3:17 to go in the first.
2 straight goals from Orangeville. How about a 3-goal run in response from the Athletics as Toll takes the pass and sees there's not a lot of time left on the clock, fakes outside and then dips, dangles, and then goes technically short side on Downey as he reached back across his body. And once you're able to get those goalies moving, you see that pocket where they just were, place it right there. And number 2 does a good job right there. But now keep your eye here on the restraining lines, as the last time we had one, we had a possession call as players are getting feisty down there on the lines.
Oh, it's coming in alone. There's a chance. Oh, big save by Downey. Another chance, but they step in the crease. What a chance there by Teani Galante coming in tight off the faceoff. He's trying to make it a 4-goal run. Now they'll feed it over for Tobias Wilson. Wilson feeds Shirtliff. It's down for Thompson. Back for Matthews. Matthews with 2 goals. Trying for a third, but a nice save by Wilson. He'll corral the ball and hang it on and leave it for Pilon.
Right idea there from Matthews. Maybe not the look that he quite wanted, but a good one nonetheless, as Wilson had to make more than just a routine stop on that one, as we've seen a lot of shots here in the first period between both teams.
Yeah, now Rozon spinning around. Drops it back for Kennedy. Down low. Oh, what a chance there, Meridian, but he put it through the crease and wide, but it would have been a nifty goal. Now it's Bucktooth. Tries to bounce it in. Oh, and diving for dear life to save that ball is down. He is another nifty play by Jameson Bucktooth.
He is pulling out all the tricks in his arsenal that he has here tonight. And I'm sure he's picked up a thing or two from Pat Coyle after spending a year down in pro with the Colorado Mammoth and learning from those guys as well. Now he's trying to do it here in the Junior League.
Gives some confidence for next year to go back to Colorado. Now here we go. A chance. Shot clock winding down. Matthews, 5 on it. Trying to get in. Matthews. The pass. The chance. Oh, and a huge save again by Wilson robbing Jennings. But the Northmen get a fresh 30, but they give it up. Now it's balls. They'll sweep it up the floor. Good job there by the A's, and here they come. As it's Ari Steinhaus, another NLL player talk about from the San Diego Seals. Now offense will get a hurry back and forth. Steinhaus racing to the bench as Booth comes back on the floor with 1:20 to go. 10 on the shot clock. Northmen trying to make it a 4-2 lead. Toll with 2 already to match his jersey number. Gets it over. There's a chance and a save by Downey as he's leveled. Blake Berard was leveled right there by the Northman player near the bench.
What a hit that was after he released that one, and we talked about it. The temperature is already starting to rise and starting to boil. We haven't even made it through 20 minutes here, Alan.
Oh, it's going to be a great game. It's been 2 fantastic games so far in the series, and the third shaping up to be another dandy tonight. And now it's Sanderson. Shot clock winding down. Sanderson gets hit hard. He's lost the stick, but he's still fighting. Chance there at the end of the shot clock, and it bounces up and over, and it'll be a shot clock violation. There's been a 5-second differential between game and shot clock as the Athletics get up the floor before the 8-second violation. Now it's Kennedy. Jaden Kennedy. Offense hustles back on for St. Catharines. Meridian over Toll. Bucktooth. Gets it over. Now it's Meridian. Kennedy. 8 of the shot clock. There's a pass. Bounces off, and Northern pick it up. 8 seconds left. They'll get it up the floor. Arid pass, though. Bucktooth picks it up. Toll shoots. Saved by Downey. He'll hang on, and that's going to do it for an eventful first period. 2 goals in about a minute for Aiden Matthews, but the Northern took an early lead. Lucas, but then 3 straight by the A's, including 2 fantastic ones from Zach Toll, and we got a game after 1.
Yeah, we definitely do. Matthews wanted to score 2 goals, and then Toll had 2 of his own, and Errol Booth was the difference maker right now. So definitely 2 quick teams that definitely know what's on the line here tonight, and it showed here. A low-scoring first period, but a ton of shots here.
Yeah, shots 21-18 favoring the home side. After 1, St. Catharines 3, Orangeville 2. We'll be back in less than 10 minutes for period number 2. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League on YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League on the YouTube channel. We get semi-final action. St. Catharines up 3-2 in Orangeville after one period of play. Alan Corkum alongside Lucas Arger and our great crew from the JVI Sports Network behind the scenes from the Canada Games Park tonight. And let's go through some of the highlights from that first period. It was a very eventful one, Lucas.
It definitely was. It started out with the first half of the period being a lot of good chances. We'll start here with Aiden Matthews trying to go airborne past Ty Wilson, but was unsuccessful on that one. And then here's a good one from Jamison Bucktooth. One-handed, killing a penalty, goes off the post, and then the shoulder of Cole Downey. Here's another good one here from the Athletics, as this is that one almost went in. Downey had to do a split save, reach back and take it off of the goal line. Another good one right here. Believe that was from Tobias Wilson. And then here comes the first goal from Aiden Wilson. Watch 26. Feels like he's going to shoot, and then comes around the top and lets it fly right, going right. 5-hole past Ty Wilson. His second goal, you see Alex Messier give it to him. Jamison Bucktooth changes at the same time. Nobody comes up. Matthews walks in, and he picks his spot. Here's another good opportunity right here for Max Kruger as he tried to go airborne, but ended up in the crease. Now here's the first goal here from St. Catharines going on their run. Zach Toll, what does he do? Throws a fake and then takes a couple steps in, picks his spot past Cole Downey. Their second goal, obviously it had to be, another great opportunity from the Athletics. Toll here again. He's going to save it. Errol Booth beat everything but the crossbar, so you can hear the ping in the arena in-house. Jamison Bucktooth would then find Errol Booth spinning underneath his defender in Cooper Campbell. He goes far side to beat Downey. And then here's the go-ahead goal right. Another great chance by the Athletics. Downey with that big save, throwing the shoulder up. Jamison Bucktooth with another one, trying to go airborne. So they're pulling out all the stops here from both sides. And then the third and final goal of the period. Zach Toll, late in the shot clock, attempts to throw the underhand shot, fakes, pulls it back, walks in, beats Downey for his second of the game, and that's where we stand right now as the Athletics. We're down by 2 early on in the period, but then found a way to get back, and they have a lead.
Yeah, it was a great first period, back and forth. First 2 goals for the Northmen, the 3 unanswered by St. Catharines. We will start period number 2 at even strength, 5-on-5. Yeah, the goalies were outstanding as well. You had 18 saves from Cole Downey, 16 from Ty Wilson. So we're underway now with period number 2. 3-2, St. Catharines lead, trying to take a 3-0 series lead in this best-of-7 semifinal. And there's a big hit behind the play as getting leveled there was Tobias Wilson. That's Costigan going off. Now the offense will get back on the floor for the Northmen. Sanderson getting it up for Aiden Matthews. Matthews gets to the cross now. Kruger, big check in front. Kruger coming in, trying to get the pass off for Thompson. Thompson, shot clock winding down, but it has it stolen. Back up the floor come the Athletics. They'll try to get something going. Ari Steinhaus. Steinhaus stays out. Looking to feed it off so he can go off the floor. Now it's Toll. Toll with it again. Toll feeds it over for Bucktooth. Bucktooth. The pass back doesn't work for Rozon. Shot clock, he'll get over to Toll. Toll down low, a swing and a miss though by Bucktooth. Shot clock winding down. Bucktooth coming out. Will he get a shot off? He does, but it misses the net and it's a shot clock violation.
Right idea from Bucktooth, but unable to connect. That was a good defense right there from Orangeville. You saw that Bucktooth and Toll were trying to go back and forth, but unable to connect on that one.
Now the Northmen trying to tie this up. Aiden Matthews has both Northmen goals, trying for the hat trick. He'll feed it back for Shirtley. There's a chance, and that goes off of Wilson and out of play. It'll be a Northmen ball.
Look out if you're down there in the lobby and watching or getting some snacks as Cooper Wilson, Ty Wilson decided to kick that one into the fan section.
Oh, that was a chance, a big hit. There's a chance, here comes Northman in, and Matthews bowls hard to net. He gets pushed over, and he's a little slow to go up, as is Wilson. They're both a little shaken up after that. Big collision.
Definitely Matthews favoring what appears to be his right leg at the moment. He seems to be off to the side of the bench right now, grimacing. So most likely will stay in the game, but definitely shaken up after that one and feeling it.
Hopefully it's just something, little Charlie Horse song. They need him. He's been outstanding. Both goals tonight for Orangeville. Now that pass goes awry and it'll be picked up. A big hit there, and Downey plays it up for Dash Adams. Adams over center. Feeds it for Dylan Sanderson. The offense works back on the floor for the Northmen. Sanderson still with it, surveying the scene. Sanderson looking to find an opening. He's being defended nicely. Over to Matthews, back on the floor, so he shook it off very quickly. Sanderson pushed down hard. Shot clock winding down. He gets up, takes a shot. It's just wide. That's a shot clock violation against Orangeville. And hurrying up the floor quickly are the Athletics. Blake Berard going coast to coast, but a big save by Downey, and he hangs on.
Berard went hard into the boards after that one. Right idea, just running the length of the floor. Gets stopped by Downey, and sure, he's shaken up after he took a hard hit right there into the end boards.
Lots of ice bags probably being used after the game tonight and tomorrow. This will be a one-day break before Game 4 at the Bunny Burn on Monday night. There goes Matthews again. I think he stepped in the crease there when he tried to feed, so it'll be St. Catharines' ball.
Matthews with the right idea on his mind. It worked for him a little bit earlier in the first period, but that one just ran out of real estate.
Trent Meridian with it now. It's a feed. Buck-Tooth trying to jam it home, and he can't. I think he went through the crease as well. Back come the Northmen. Drop it for Cooper Campbell. Campbell will just wait for his opening to pass and go off. He'll feed Matthews. Matthews. It's over Tobias Wilson. Wilson for Matthews. Matthews comes out, takes a shot, save by Wilson, and the rebound gobbled up by Reef Steinhaus. He'll get up the floor quickly, and it'll be gobbled up by Simon Marshall. Feed in is broken up, and he didn't like that very much. You hear that yell from up here.
Yeah, probably not the wisest decision or pass to be made. I believe it was Marshall that made it, and you're right, we could hear from up here. Not pleased with himself.
No, very, very much so. KRPDO TV. Now it's Matthews with the feed again. 13 on the shot clock. Sanderson trying to push his way in. Sanderson, double team, gets an opening. Pass it back, shot clock winding down. They have to hurry. Here's a chance with the shot winding down. But he didn't get it off, and it'll be a violation against the Northmen as things have slowed down offensively so far here in the first 4.5 minutes of period 2.
Definitely not as much of a track meet as it was in period 1, but both teams are still finding their chances when they can. They just haven't been able to bury one as almost 5 minutes have expired here in the middle period.
Now Booth, feedback for Kenny doesn't work. Buck-Tooth picks it up, 10 on the shot clock. Buck-Tooth waiting. Behind the back shot. Oh my goodness, the trickery almost worked, but a big save by Cole Downey.
Downey saw that one the whole way. Buck-Tooth tried to fool him, but unsuccessful right there, and we are still at a 1-goal difference.
Yeah, hit the 5-minute mark of period number 2. Thompson over for Kruger. For Garen Jennings. Jennings. It's it back for Thompson. Thompson. They find Kruger in tight, and a nice save by Wilson as he robs Kruger with a great chance. Shots 24-21 favoring St. Catharines. The score also favors them 3-2 as they try to get another one here to take a 2-goal lead. Here early in second period, and ball was down. They'll bring it up the floor now, and it's pass for Isaiah Paul. Some more pushing and shoving down there.
Looks to be that Ron and Toll are getting themselves acquainted with one another in this second period.
Oh, there's a big hit there as Koskinen get drilled down. He's a little slow to get up, but it's St. Catharines' ball still. Toll lets it go. There's a chance. Kennedy, no goal. Stepped in the crease. Again, coming close, but got that toe in the crease.
St. Catharines' bench not happy with that one. They thought that it was good, and now back the other way.
Oh,
what a good look that Matthews had, giving it right back to Miller.
It's almost Miller time. So almost 6 minutes gone here in the second period. No goals yet. Still a 3-2 St. Catharines lead. Watching Ontario Junior Lacrosse League action on their YouTube channel. Alan Corkum Lucas Arger and a great crew from St. Catharines for game 3. Now Bucktooth, he's allowed to walk in, but it's taken off his stick. Now it might be a foot race, but wait a second. Penalty behind the play as Bucktooth was taken down. Holding the call, and I believe the guilty party is Trevor Noble. Wasn't so noble there.
No, he was not, but if I'm a coach, I'm going to be pretty happy with this. Why? You got beat, but you're still able to stay with him, and you would take a penalty rather than a goal. So on that play right there, it was Noble that was out of position, but still was within reach to just essentially bear hug Bucktooth.
Well, they sometimes say they're good penalties to take. I think that was one of the ones at the time that the coach might not mind that, but it depends on the penalty kill now. They got to kill this off as well.
Second power play of the game for the Athletics, 0 for 1 in the first period, but remember their first power play was only about a minute as we had some 4-on-4 action, so this will be their first full 2-minute one, and unsuccessful on the first possession. That was a crease call. Northmen going to kill off some time as their PK unit comes out.
Pass over for Sanderson. Over for Matthews. Back for Sanderson. Dylan Sanderson. See, Sanderson has it. Gets it over to Aiden Matthews. Matthews, take a rip. And Wills gets a piece of that one and goes into the corner, and it'll be scooped up by Levi Roast. And he'll bring it up the floor with 1:15 remaining on the power play. He leaves it for Bucktooth.
We talked about Matthews shooting anytime he sees a lane. He did it right there, but Wilson able to make a save right there on that shot.
Toll, Bucktooth playing give and go. We'll add another player. Now, behind the back feed. It's Booth. Back for Toll. Now Booth with a shot. Save. Big one there by Downey. Rebound a fresh 30 for St. Catharines with 49 to go in the power play.
I think some of the fans behind the Orangeville net saying that went in. But most of us in-house heard it go off the mask.
Yeah, I don't think there's any review anyway. If they can, there's a chance. Toll with a bit of a fake shot there, and you see the coaching staff of St. Catharines telling the players get back. See, they might be getting an 8-second violation here. If they get it up, they have to hurry. Oh, just getting across, probably like a half a second left. Northmen have a good chance now to just kill off the rest of the penalties, but a second differential between the penalty and the game clock. So let's see what happens here. Matthews has it. Aiden Matthews. Short-handed, scores! What a rip! And Aiden Matthews gets his hat trick, and he's getting his bench pumped up. Short-handed goal, and we are tied at 3. All 3 for the Northmen by Aiden Matthews.
Talked about the three-headed monster of Matthews, Sanderson, and Kruger, but tonight it's been only one of those heads. Matthews able to get the double pick right there from Hunter Thompson, and he unloads one right past Ty Wilson. 6 seconds remain in the penalty to Noble. And that's going to be a push here against the Athletics.
And more pushing after it, and you see 24 there, Jack Shabbat getting his business in there in St. Catharines, but it will be Northman ball, and they will kill it off, and they got a goal, so that's the best of both worlds in that penalty.
So Noble coming out of the box here, so a shorthanded goal from the Northmen have tied this game up. St. Catharines not going to be happy as that's kind of a negative on the power play, but we're all tied up here again as we have 11 and a half remaining here in the second period.
Matthews again. Pass it back now for Kruger. Max Kruger trying to get in on the action of the goal score. He's headed there nicely by Winarski. Here's a shot saved by Wilson. Fresh 30 on the clock. It is scooped up by Jackson Shabbat. Shabbat was in good heads-up play there, and Northern offense will stay on the floor. Now they'll feed it back for Matthews. All 3 goals for Jennings. Over for Sanderson. Dylan Sanderson walking up. Finds an opening. Takes a couple of slashes. Wide open chance now. Here coming in. They score! Avery Shirtliff left all alone. He walks the net and puts it by Ty Wilson. And the Northmen grabbed the lead back just like that, 4-3.
The rookie Shirtliff came into Orangeville, didn't really know where he was going to fall in the lineup, and what does he do here? Comes, sets the pick. St. Catharines didn't like that one. I think that was Reef Steinhaus that went down, and Shirtliff just fakes far side, pulls it back short, past Wilson's right hip.
What a game. Back and forth, and as expected, and
you can see John Vandergiesen speaking with both captains right now, or or at least both assistants, as that appears to be Kruger and Pilon. So crew chief talking with 2 assistants quickly before this next face-off, and a couple extra shoves off the restraining line. Ball still loose down there on the turf.
Yep.
And somehow coming away with it right there was Galante.
And he still has it. Looking to pass, gets a feed. It'll find its way to Marshall. Simon Marshall. Down for Meridian. Meridian looking around, 15 on the shot clock. Back for Toll. Zach Toll finds Bucktooth. Oh, and he missed the ball. Gets held up there. Oh, a little bit swing and a miss. Couple of punches there between Toll and Cooper Campbell. But here's a chance. Toll comes in. Oh, and a big save by Downey. And he comes loose. And he'll have a chance to grab it. I think Catharines went through the crease.
What a sequence that was there. You had shots. You had Downey sprawling, reaching back to find it. You had a couple extra whacks in front of the net. Did we mention this is playoffs?
Oh, that's the best time of the year, just like Christmas. Christmas in July. The Ontario Junior Lacrosse League playoffs. Here's a chance for Matthews. It goes off of Wilson. A note of play is looking for number 4 in the night. So you've reached the halfway point of period number 2. Orangeville 4, St. Catharines 3. In a must-win, you would say, for the Northmen in this one. And they're fighting back here in the second. But still lots of lacrosse to be played. Matthews over for Sanderson. Dylan Sanderson waiting around, looking for his opening. Finds Matthews, whips it across, finds Kruger coming in, and he bounces it past the crease. And then back for Matthews. Shot clock winding down. Matthews takes a shot, easy save there. A rebound, though, picked up by Matthews. Look at a fresh 30 as well. One hustle by the Orangeville sniper. Matthews feeds it over for Sanderson as they'll regroup. Have some time now to work with, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Sanderson trying to fake out Peters, and he does, but they're going to call an illegal pick there, I believe, against the Northmen.
But that was Kruger that came over and set that one just a little too heavy, and you can see Dad Rusty just looking at his son going, I like it, just a little too much on that one. Now the Athletics get it back here as low-scoring affair, first game in this building, and there's another one!
What a goal! Lucas Rozon put in against a pushing and shoving after the whistle, but Rozon has tied it up with a nice individual effort. We're all knotted at 4 with just under 9 minutes to go in the second period. Lucas Rozon.
What does Rozon do well? Can take his man one-on-one. Fake high, go underneath, feet are clean. We can see a little bit of rough stuff coming up afterwards, as that was both Kennedy and Ron getting tied up, but doesn't matter. Goal is a goal. We got more rough stuff coming on here at the restraining line.
That could be the way this game's going, Lucas. It could be depending on which team can stay the most disciplined. It's got to be tough, though. And there's a big hit as Kello knocked down Jared Cook. And that was a pass across. Here's a rip. Bounce, but a nice save there as it was stopped on Berard by Downey. And it's all tied for us. Almost remind me of game number 1 here. It was a 6-4 6-4 Athletics win. Hat trick by Lucas Rozon that night. So it's almost the same thing here. Seeing what's going on here. Bucktooth waiting for that ball. He's hoping for a pass. He's staying on the floor. Now he's got to be covered. Back for Jennings. There's a rip by Matthews, and it goes wide. It'll be a shot clock violation against Orangeville. And another hack and whack. Yeah, heat is rising in here tonight. Canada Gaines Park.
It's kind of in the temperature of this game. If it's not too egregious, officials are letting them play. It's a tie game here. This is what you want, as both teams know what's at stake.
Arrow Booth, the pass, Bucktooth, and he scores! He knew he would be shut out tonight. Jamison Bucktooth, the hero from game 2, gets on the score sheet, and more pushing and shoving, as these two teams do not like each other one bit. But Bucktooth strikes, and it's a 5-4 Athletics lead as they grab it back.
Great shot. Here's Bucktooth. No one comes to him. He pops out, takes the feed from Booth, and just snipes it. Top corner past Downey.
And that is it again after the whistle. Pushing and shoving again as these two teams not letting each other one bit here tonight. Now after the draw, St. Catharines picked it up for a moment, then it's brought out by Jackson Shabbat. Shabbat in a battle with Teoni Galante, and it's picked up by the Athletics. Yeah, Bucktooth now with 21 goals in the playoffs. He's in the top 5 in scoring. Now it's Booth. 7.5 to go. Booth walks in, feeds it back. Chance out. Kennedy coming in, but he shoves it wide, and a rebound picked up by Aiden Kello. Kello, he gets a hard bump. Northmen trying to get up the floor quickly, and they will get it over. Shabbat leaves it for Thompson.
Nice shot by Shabbat there to avoid being second down as he was being heavily pressured by St. Catharines.
Now it's 8.
Pressure, look behind the net here as Marshall seems to be taking Sanderson out.
Now it's Thompson with it. Coming in, takes a shot, ripped wide. Bounces back Sanderson, and it'll be a shot clock violation against the Northmen. As Sanderson with an extra shot there on Marshall, and didn't like that too much as he goes off. Steinhaus will drop it off and go to the bench for Zach Toll. Toll for Meridian. Meridian with it, 20 on the shot clock. Back for Bucktooth. He's waking now. Bucktooth has it. Wait, shoots, and a nice arm save by Downey, and he'll get a fresh 30 if they can pick it up. But it will be the Northmen's Dash Adams dashing up the floor. Takes a bit of a high stick and keeps going. Adams drops it back for Evan Miller. Miller will leave it for Aiden Matthews. Matthews slowing things down. 15 in the shot clock. Matthews still with the ball. Matthews calling the shots out there, looking for somebody to feed. Matthews walks up, being double teamed. Feeds it back. Takes a nice hop for Jennings, and then it rolls off his stick into the corner. And the Athletics will bring it up the floor with under 6 to go in the period.
Right idea there from Jennings as he tried to do what Bucktooth did earlier, go one hand, try to see if he can beat his defender, just can't beat Wilson.
So now, again, Hayes will feed around Toll. Kennedy, Bucktooth. There's a chance. They'll feed around. Nice pass in front. There's a chance. Save, rebound, and Bucktooth couldn't put it home. Now the Northern will get it up the floor, trying to tie this back up here in the late stages of the second period with a little over 5 to go. Sanderson has it. Matthews. Matthews. Sanderson. Back for Matthews. Matthews for Sanderson. No, he faked it. Kruger. Matthews. Aiden Matthews. Shot clock winding down. Gets an opening. The fast. The chance. Oh, and standing tall there was Ty Wilson to stop Garen Jennings.
Jennings was on his wrong side. That was a good pick and roll that he had, but when you're kind of on your wrong side, running at an angle, you try to throw the twister back around, but no, most of the time it's just hard to score that way.
So Athletics calming things down a little bit here with 15 on the shot clock. Booth in tight Meridian, fought off by Downey, but it goes out of play, and it will be Athletics ball, and they will get a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Booth down low for Toll. Toll. Zach Toll got an opening. No, and Downey got a piece of that one. And a race for the loose ball. It's going to be picked up by Evan Miller. Miller on the break. Shoots. Scores! Evan Miller on the breakaway. And the Northmen tied up at 5. What a goal, and it's Miller time. We'll have a look at it on the replay. See, he scoops up the loose ball, has all the time in the world. He puts it up and over Ty Wilson, and it's not at a 5 as the Northmen fight back again. And we got a ball game here in St. Catharines tonight on a steamy Saturday night in July. 4:22 remaining, second period. So I need good transition players, and Miller did a good job there. Now it's Athletics controlling off the draw. They'll drop it off for Blake Berard. Berard has it with 20 to go in the shot clock. Berard. Oh, he has some time. He's coming in. Tries to put it by Downey, but he stepped in the crease. And it's back the other way for the Northmen. Bishop Berman. Berman has it. He'll drop it off for Jennings and go off. Aaron Jennings. Cross for Max Kruger. He's been quiet tonight. He hasn't got a goal yet, as does Sanderson, but there's still time. Kruger looking for one. Kruger Oh, wide open. There's a chance. And nice kick save there by Wilson, stopping Thompson. Back up the floor. Come the A's. Pass in. Steinhaus just couldn't get a shot off. He'll look around and feed it to somebody to go off. He will. A little bit unexpected there was Rosen, but he will control it. It's a down for Bucktooth. He shoots. Takes a funny hop and goes wide. That's a back over violation against St. Catharines.
Bucktooth tried to fool everybody right there and made it seem like he was just going to pass, and then as soon as he had a lane, what does he do? Turn, fires, and just tried to go top corner, but that one sails wide. Want to give a shout out to our producer, Rachel Wolf, for helping us fix the audio issues that we had momentarily, as I think that was Gurren Jennings that had a lane to the net, but can't get it, and Orangeville still has 10 left on shot clock, Allen.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. It's over to Matthews again. Matthews going to the net. And oh, what a save there. Wilson holds his ground, falling, and keeps the ball out. And yeah, we got a great crack staff here. Rachel doing the replays, audio, and everything. And we have Gary Morrison on camera getting you the sights and sounds here from the Canada Games Park on the OJLL YouTube channel. Great game tonight. Horton game 3 in this series. Now it's Kennedy coming in, shoots, and a save by Downey. Up the floor, might be a break if they can hurry. Berman did a bit of a stutter step there. I don't know if he, Kyle says he's limping a little bit. I don't know if he took a bad step. He's trying to get off that floor, but he looks no worse for wear. Now Matthews calmly walking up towards the offensive zone. Gets it over for Sanderson, 10 on the shot clock. Sanderson, good a goal yet. Gonna try to change that, but Wilson makes a big save and it's out of play. And they'll get a new 30 on the shot clock, Lucas.
Sanderson and Kruger were playing a good two-player game right there. You saw it, Sanderson wanted to give it to Kruger, but Athletics were doing a great job guarding him, especially right now as that's Jack Winarski defending him, and Winarski goes down awkwardly right there. Now playing without a stick.
Oh, here's a chance. Matthews rips one wide. Oh, coming in hard. Chance there for Thompson. I don't know if he hurt his shoulder. He didn't look like he got hit very hard, but he popped the shoulder or something upper body, as they say.
I only saw him go down. Not sure if he got checked or if he blocked a shot, but we'll see it right here on the replay. So keep your eye on number 90 right here. So it's going to come in, and I think when he put his stick up to knock that pass down, I want to suspect that he felt something in the shoulder and then tried to get back up, but
I don't know if he pulled something, maybe the way he awkwardly pulled, because I don't know, it wasn't much of a shot block. It was a good block. It wasn't like a hard shot. So
well, it looks like he's favoring his right arm or shoulder right now, as he's just holding it to his side, and stick is in his left hand. So we'll keep an eye on number 90, trade deadline acquisition that the Athletics picked up as Winarski's coming down from the Toronto Beaches, but 94 seconds remain here in the middle frame. Athletics, Northmen tied at 5, Allen. Athletics lead the shot column by 3.
Oh, got some hard play there and looking for a call. I got to get it. Bucktooth whips it across Toll. Back for Bucktooth. Waits, fires, and scores! Jamison Bucktooth strikes again. And the A's had the lead back. 6-5 with 1:15 to go in the second.
Do not count out number 44 at all. What does he do? Does what he does best, an outside shot. But what he does is he moves his feet, plays give and go with Toll across the floor, comes up top, and he just wanted to unload that one right past Alex Messier. Messier a little late getting his stick up to try and block it. So Bucktooth is going to take advantage of it, and that's his second goal of the game, second of the period, and he's giving his team the lead right now.
Back and forth we go. Great battle between two heavyweights in lacrosse. Two-time defending champions, the Northmen. The Athletics trying to dethrone them in this series. They're up 2-0, trying to take a commanding 3-0 series lead, but still less than this period and one more to go, and maybe overtime. You never know the way this is going. It's overtime in game 2. Bucktooth was the hero. We're going to have it again tonight, but see what happens in the final 21 minutes of regulation. There's a chance. Moranian coming in, and Danny gets a piece of that one. Rebound! Moranian shoots. Scores. No, they're going to wave it off. So he was in the crease. Bit of an argument here, but Not going to win it. Can't win an argument much time with the referee.
So they're going to say that it was no goal because Meridian was the original shooter. He landed in the crease when it was another player. No, it might have been Toll on the right side. We'll have to see on replay that scored. You can't have an offensive player in the crease at the time that the ball crosses the line. So no goal. Northmen get it back. They'll try to go for the 2-for-1 here. Maybe call a timeout.
Sanderson's shot goes well up. And yep, you're going to do exactly that. Get your coaching aspect there, Lucas. They call a timeout with 21.9 to go. They'll save it for final shot and maybe take a 2-goal lead to the locker room.
So we do have the look here on the replay. So here's Trent Meridian, number 10. He's going to walk in, shoot. That appears to be number 22, Rosen, that was in the crease, and then Meridian comes back and scores. But because Rosen is laying in the crease at the time that Meridian put it in, no goal. Northmen went back the other way, and Sanderson's shot just hooked a little bit right into the mesh. And then the Athletics get it back, 21.9 remaining. First time out of the game between both teams, and we can safe to assume that Ty Wilson will be on the bench here for this possession.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So they're having a talk with the officials. He's going to tell them, having an explanation about something. There's Ty Wilson. See, Toll will go back to pick up loose ball. Yes, and as you said, Wilson will go to the bench for the extra attacker with 21.9 to go. What's the strategy you think quickly, Lucas, for the Athletics here?
Work it behind the net. If they're able to get either Rosen or maybe a Meridian in behind the net and play that X position that most of us know in field lacrosse, see if there's a man in the middle, maybe that'll work. Or for all we know, Bucktooth is just going to shoot if he sees a lane.
See what happens. They're waiting. 10 seconds to go. Booth for Toll. There's a chance. That was blocked. Trying to get it back is Rosen. He's defended nicely. Back for Toll, but he won't be able to hang on. And after the whistle, got Messier going up a little high on Rosen, and Bucktooth was held up the whole time. And buzzer goes to another eventful period, and the same as the first. It's a 1-goal Athletic lead after 40 minutes.
It is, and they lead on shots on goal, 21-18 in the first period, now 38-31 at the end of 2. And both teams are playing like it's Game 7 right now. It's fast, it's physical, it's back and forth. Both goalies are playing outstanding right now, and the superstars are coming to play. Bucktooth for St. Catharines, and then Aiden Matthews for Orangeville.
It's going to be a great finish for sure. Come back for the third period. We'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes for it. After 40 minutes, St. Catharines 6, Orangeville 5. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League on the OJLL YouTube channel. Welcome back to Ontario Junior Lacrosse League action on the YouTube channel. Alan Corkum alongside Lucas Erger. A 6-5 St. Catharines lead after 40 minutes. Another exciting game. Here's a look at some of the highlights from period 2.
It's going to be a good set that we have here as we take a big hit right here, and then Gurren Jennings is able to find Aiden Matthews for a good opportunity right there, but unable to beat Ty Wilson. Back the other way, Jameson Bucktooth tried to go behind the back to fool Cole Downey. Unsuccessful there, and then going to see another one right here coming across the crease. That was a good opportunity from Jaden Kennedy, but Downey able to keep that one out, and here comes the first goal of the period from Aiden Matthews. Hunter Thompson sets the double seal. He actually seals his man off, which makes it good, and then Matthews unloads. Then here comes the other one right here on Orangeville. It's going to be Avery Shirtlift. Comes in, fakes far side, pulls it around, goes twister, back around to beat Ty Wilson. For St. Catharines, it was then Lucas Rosen. So he's going to come around and go far side on the crease dive to beat Downey, and then we had a couple of rough stuff coming out afterwards. Another St. Catharines goal. Arrow Booth and Jameson Bucktooth play a little two-man game, and then Bucktooth pops in the middle, snipes that one past Downey. Here's going to be another good opportunity right here, but Downey able to get across, throw the arm up. Now we're going to have an Orangeville goal coming right here. St. Catharines shot misses. Miller goes back the other way, goes the length of the floor. He gets Wilson to drop on his knees. That leaves the entire upper half of the net available, and he beats him. Aiden Matthews with another opportunity. Tried to go short side on Wilson as he was dipping behind GLE or underneath GLE, but can't do it. And then right here, this was a bit of an awkward play with Jack Warnowski trying to deflect the pass or knock it down, but then went down awkwardly. Appeared to be okay. We'll see if he comes out in the third. Jameson Bucktooth, though, comes around the top, sees an opening, and he fires one right past Cole Downey. And that's where we stand right now, as it is 6-5, a one-goal game entering the third period. Alan, third period predictions?
We could be going for extra time. That's the only thing I might say, but you never know what could happen. And I do see Wojnarski back on the St. Catharines bench. We'll have to see if he gets back on the floor when they're on defense. But let's see. Right now, St. Catharines on offense trying to up their lead here early in period number 3. Arrow Booth drops it back for Zach Toll. He's on hat-trick watch along with Jameson Bucktooth. But Booth dancing around, feeds Toll. Toll waits. There's a feed wide open. Booth comes in and a big save by Downey. Remember that one of the Northmen can come back and tie it. Booth was robbed. Now it's Hanson Ron. He'll drop it off for Aiden Matthews, who has the only hat trick of the game for either side right now. He'll leave it for Hunter Thompson. Down low for Dylan Sanderson. Sanderson walking out, looking around. Sanderson being double teamed, but still has it. Dying the shot clock. Sanderson can't get an open pass. Good defense. Now he tries this move, but he stepped in the crease. There's some great defense there by Xavier Peters.
Sanderson trying to evade his defenders. That, you just said it, that was Peterson, but unable to beat Wilson cleanly on that one.
St. Catharines on offense again. Toll for Bucktooth. Bucktooth gets a pick. Spins back. Doesn't have a clean shot. Feeds Isaiah Paul. Over Kennedy and a save by Downey. There's a rebound. Ball is loose. Toll will kick it back, and St. Catharines with a fresh 30. Now it's Bucktooth. Bucktooth looking around. Oh, he gets a nice move there. Bucktooth sees an opening. There's a pass. Here's a shot. Oh, bounced just wide by Isaiah Paul, and it's out of play.
They're going to say that even though St. Catharines shot out of bounds, they're going to call the crease violation first. So had that ball gone in, that would have negated it due to the crease violation against the Athletics. Here come the Northmen.
Matthews feeds it over for Max Kruger. Kruger, that stick dancing, wants to get on the score sheet tonight with a goal. Feeds it back for Matthews. Over to Tobias Wilson. Wilson feeds Kruger. Shot clock winding down. There's tight defense here by the A's. Matthews trying to find some cracks. Gets a chance, but Wilson makes the save.
That's something that Matthews does really well. He likes going underneath and seeing if he can fool goalkeepers at the end of a shot clock, but Wilson hasn't budged on those ones all night long, and I doubt he will now that we're here underway in the third.
Booth. Pass doesn't work for Kennedy. Bell's bouncing around near the crease. Yeah, Ace player went through the crease, so it'll be Orangeville ball. Racing up the floor quickly. It's Evan Miller with that nice breakaway goal there in the second period you saw before the third period started.
There's number 90, Jack Warnowski, back out there for the Athletics, so seems that shoulder is doing better. Got some tension during the second intermission. Here he is, guarding Kruger.
Yeah, Kruger trying to fight him off, drops it off for Jennings. Trying to bounce it over, but it's a turnover as it's scooped up by Patrick O'Farrell. He has some great training staffs for both these clubs and across the OJLL, so you got to give them their props as well. It's not just the players playing on the floor, it's all the coaches, the trainers, personnel taking money at the door, everybody. It takes a team effort to put an organization together. As they counters, behind the back shot is blocked. Ball still sits loose. Double team there, trying to get it out. And it's picked up by Bucktooth. Shot clock winding down. Gets a feed. Toll shoots, and it's just over the head of Downey, but a good chance at the end of that shot clock.
And then a good job right there from Bucktooth as he tried to whack it back and he was fortunate enough to stop it. Otherwise, ball would have rolled all the way down. So right idea from Bucktooth to give it to Toll and then staying with it to prevent a possession for the Northmen with good floor position.
Now Matthews over for Sanderson. Sanderson tries to find an opening. Sanderson spins back. It's being tightly guarded. Sanderson waits, shoots, and it's wide. And it goes up and out of play, and it'll be St. Catharines' ball.
Look out if you're in the third row right there, right behind the St. Catharines bench, as might be getting a souvenir if you were watching it, or hopefully nobody got hit by that ball.
No, it looks like a little guy was given the ball, so nice little souvenir to take home. They have a pick there, but they let it go. There's a chance. Downey is stopped. Then another chance. They're got a penalty coming. Oh, wait a second here. Look at her pushing, showing Berard and Ron. I think Ron might be getting the penalty here after that. We'll have to see on the replay. Is trying to shake it off there. I believe it's Rosa going up high, and it's going to be a power play, I believe, for St. Catharines after all that.
So it appears to be Ron, number 6, going in. We'll keep your eye on him. As when he comes in, that's just a high hit. That was a little bit late right there on the shooter. Rosen. So it's going to be Ron hitting Rosen, and Ron is going to get penalized here.
And that's maybe a tough penalty to take here in a tight game like this. You don't want to give any opportunities to the other team, especially if you're trying to get back in the series.
The only good news is that it was just under 5 minutes or 4 minutes into this period. So it's not like it's a late penalty when could be a difference maker.
So they work the ball around nicely. Fake, there's just Bucktooth. There's a pass, there's a shot. It fought off with the arm as Toll had a great chance. Reset of 30. Now it's Rosen. Fakes the pass, takes a shot off the post. It had beat Downey, but not the iron, and the A's get it back. Toll. Meridian. Actually, that's Booth. Booth takes the feed. Booth waits. It's behind the net. Pass out front, Rosen. Shoots. Saved by Downey. They can't get that rebound. Now here's Bucktooth fighting. It's off a body, and it's kept alive by Arrow Booth. 23 to go in the shot, a minute to go in the penalty. Booth looks, feeds Zach Toll. Back for Isaiah Paul. Now it's Booth, Toll, Paul, Rosen, Bucktooth. Bounces one about up and out of play, but it looks like it hit a Northern player. They're going to give, there's possession. I think they changed it. Originally, you're going to call it for the A's, but now it's Northern ball. Now Northmen trying to kill off the majority of this penalty. 40 seconds left on it, about a 15-second differential. Shot clock in the penalty. Kruger back for Matthews. Kruger trying to fight off the check. Pass to Sanderson. Sanderson back for Matthews. Jennings trying to fight out, takes the shot, save by Wilson, and they'll have one last crack here in the power play.
Nice job at the end of that possession from O'Farrell. So he was guarding Thompson and just forced him to take a little bit of a weak shot right there, and Ron getting set to rejoin the floor, but Downey makes that save.
Toll, Bucktooth takes the first shot, the pass. Meridian shoots. Downey's lost his stick for a moment, but he gets it back.
Also, he doesn't have a glove.
He's losing everything there. Gloves stick, everything, but he gets it all back without any damage. But here they come. Booth coming in! And gets a piece of that one, but a fresh 30. St. Catharines controlling the clock here. That's all they need to do. Couldn't score in the power play, but they're controlling the rebounds. They've done a great job today with rebound control, have the Athletics. Bucktooth didn't get much of a shot there. There's a partial bucket. He gets drilled hard to the floor by Messier. Now they try to get it over before 8 seconds. They have to hurry, and they just do. It's Costigan. Probably about a half second left.
Top defender for the Northmen and Messier. Top offensive player for the Athletics and Bucktooth. Two Titans going toe-to-toe there, and Messier gets the better of Bucktooth.
Now Kruger spins. Kruger trying to fight the dive, and he puts it wide. But Wilson got a piece of it, so they'll get a reset of the 30. Over for Sanderson. These two have not scored tonight. Sanderson and Kruger. What a perfect time it would be right now for the Northmen to get on the board for those two. Sanderson has it. Sanderson has no space right now. Now he shoots, and he somehow gets some space, and he puts it home. And he needed a goal. They said he needed to get on the board, and he did. Dylan Sanderson strikes, and it's 6-6.
How did Dylan Sanderson find enough room to get his hands free? Just keep your eye on what Max Kruger is doing the entire time. Picking, repicking. Wherever he is, Sanderson is the opposite. Gets his hands free. He's a righty, so he has to shoot all the way around center pylon to then pull the ball all the way back and shoot at Wilson's right hip. And somehow, some way, a Sanderson has tied this game up.
I said those two had to get something. They wanted to get a goal, and they did. Now, see if Kruger now get on the board. He's the only part of that three-headed monster in offense for Northern hasn't scored yet. They're going to give Northern possession off the face-off. And now it's Wilson. Fake the pass. And he drops it off now for Sanderson, who has the tying goal for the Northmen. And a big game for Orangeville, trying to cut the series lead to 2-1 for St. Catharines, going back to Orangeville Monday night. Matthews with a shot. He scores! Aiden Matthews, number 4 of the night. Two quick ones from Orangeville, and they take the lead 7-6.
It starts with Sanderson and Kruger, and then Matthews completes the encore. Sanderson's going to give it to number 26. He's going to go down low, gets the pick, and unleashes a shot right past Ty Wilson. Jackson Shabbat able to set the pick for him, and you can see that Matthews was fired up about that one, as that's now his 4th goal of the game.
2 goals in 22 seconds for the Northmen, as they go from being 1 down to being 1 up. But here comes Cook. And they'll drop it back, offense back on the floor for St. Catharines, and the way it's been going, it's back and forth. I would expect them to tie it, but we'll see. See what Orangeville's defense can do here. Toll has it. Shot clock winding down. Toll over to Berard, takes a shot, it's blocked. Then he gives an extra shot up high to Messier, and an extra shot. We might get a penalty for that one. I think we are. I think Vander Gessen up high called it, and this will start a bit of a ruckus here, Lucas.
Yeah, it definitely will. The shot came off the stick of Blake Berard, and you can see afterwards that he gave an extra cross-check to Alex Messier, invertent or not. So here's number 33. He's going to shoot, and then watch what happens afterwards. It gets blocked, and then he tries to just push Messier away, but he ends up cross-checking him right in the throat area. And then while Messier was down on the ground, that's when Rosen gave him an extra little bit of a whack. So it is going to be Rosen in the box, it appears. Just not sure for how long is the question.
I think it's actually Berard in the box. It was like 33.
Oh, yes, Berard.
I was just looking down there, I could see, but yeah, they don't have to call it right now. They're going to bring the official over to the scorer's box to see. But again, like we said, but Orangeville taking that ill-advised penalty. This is another ill-advised penalty for St. Catharines, because Orangeville has the momentum right now with a couple of quick goals.
So it's going to be a 2-minute minor. We'll see what it says online on game sheet.
Just asking the goal in here. We'll get it in a second here as they power play tries to strike for Orangeville. Sanderson back for Kruger. He'd love to get one. Jennings would as well, but he fires it wide. Rebound picked up by Kruger. 10 on the shot clock. Legal cross check is the call. Now it's Matthews again. Back for Kruger, and a save by Wilson. Rebound rolls in, and Wilson will gobble it up and leave it for his defenders. 1:30 to go, and racing up the floor is Wynarski. Wynarski will drop it off for Steinhaus, and they'll both go off. Arrow Booth, he has a goal tonight. So the Northmen lead 7-6 with 10:55 to go in the third period. Athletics shorthanded, but trying to maybe get a shorty here. Let's see. Work it around. There's a pass. It's Isaiah Paul trying to fight off the checking, but he can't. The ball pops loose, and it's scooped up by Sean Costigan.
Great play right there from Costigan to notice that shot clock was low, and then he comes over, slides the help, and then runs away with that loose ball.
And Matthews will roll it for Kruger. 15 on the shot clock, 45 to go in the power play for Orangeville. Now they work it around Jennings for Kruger. Kruger can't get an open shot. Feeds Jennings off his stick. It goes to Matthews and shoots, and Wilson makes the save, and they'll reset the shot clock. Good chance there for Matthews, looking for number 5 in the night.
Good job right there from Tobias Wilson to make sure that Pilon couldn't get that loose ball, and Sanderson comes in to get it.
Halfway point of the third period, 7-6 Orangeville. Sanderson back for Kruger, behind the back. Sanderson shoots, and it's off Wilson, and a fresh 30 again for Orangeville nearing the end of this power play. Kruger has a look at the clock. Feeds Sanderson. Back for Kruger. Matthews. Penalty is over. They kill it off, but still Orangeville threatening. Kruger fakes the first shot, goes in, and Wilson with a big save. And St. Catharines will pick up the rebound. Ari Steinhaus racing up the floor. Steinhaus with it. Decides against shooting and will feed it back for Zach Toll. He'll go off. Toll looking around. Japs it off. Toll has it. Toll feeds Bucktooth. Bucktooth looking at it. Takes a slash. Back for Zach Toll. Pops out of his stick. Gets it back. Shot clock winding down. And he can't get a shot off. Shot clock violation against the A's. Racing up the floor again. Hits Evan Miller. Another break. Shoots. And a save. We're going to get a penalty. Illegal substitution against St. Catharines. Another untimely penalty for the A's.
That might be one that they're going to be okay taking simply because it could have prevented a goal. But you're going to see what happens here. You can see John Banerjee signaling shot clock violation. Miller goes down. That's where the arm comes up from Mark Smith as the A's defenders went early, had 6 players out there. So they did prevent a goal, but now they are shorthanded. Orangeville, though, haven't been able to connect on the power play. 0 for 3 up to this point. They would love to have a power play marker here to take a 2-goal lead.
Will fourth time be the charm for Orangeville to give them a 2-goal lead here late? They want to get a win to go back to the Bunny Barn on Monday night for Game 4, 8 p.m. at the Tony Rose Arena. Now it's Kruger behind the back. Sanderson shoots. Wilson gets a piece of that one. He'll go into the corner, and Aiden Matthews will pick it up. Matthews feeds Kruger. Back for Matthews. Kruger behind the back. Pass Sanderson. Kruger behind the back. Kruger gets it back to Sanderson. Wait, shoots. Tries to bounce it home, but and again, a good save from Ty Wilson. The A's bottled up, trying to get over before the 8-second violation. They have to hurry, and they do get it. Oh, it's a feed. Steinhaus in. Oh, what a huge save by Downey. And remember that one, and the Northmen hang on. What a huge save off of Ari Steinhaus by Cole Downey.
Good awareness from Downey to come out and realize that Steinhaus was going to come and get that ball, and then he stays square in his net, and then he comes out and gets that loose ball afterwards to prevent, I believe it was Rosen running across trying to find it.
Pass back for Sanderson, up high. He takes a return feed. Now it's a Kruger again. There's a shot, and Wilson does the splits to keep that one out from Aiden Matthews, but the ball is knocked down, and Matthews gets it back. 35 to go. So 5 seconds between the shot clock and the penalty. 7.5 to go in the third period. Shirtliff. Now it's Kruger. Matthews. Kruger takes it. Back for Matthews. Shoots. Wilson, another huge save as he falls down. He's the best penalty killer right now for St. Catharines is Ty Wilson. But here they come up. Shorthanded. There's a chance. Oh, fired wide by Jared Cook. Back the other way come the Northmen. It's Alex Messier. No worse for wear than that high cross-check earlier. Drops it off for Kruger. Penalty will expire, so another one they can't score on, but still they're threatening. Thompson. Kruger. Back on the floor is Shirtliff. Now it's Thompson again with it. 10 on the shot clock. Kruger. Thompson. Thompson has it, trying to fight off the checking. Thompson in some trouble. Shot clock winding down. Has to hurry. Doesn't get it off, though.
Good job from Thompson just to try to get a shot off. Happened right at the shot as the shot clock was expiring, but still had the good awareness and ability to get that shot off. I know I couldn't.
Neither. Now look and see what happens here. The A's have it. Pass goes a little bit off. Booth, and he gets drilled hard. And it'll be Athletics ball for the illegal check. Arrow Booth in the corner picks it up. New 30 on the shot clock. Booth still with it. Gets a pick. Pass over, trying to find Meridian. Doesn't work. Meridian gets it back. Meridian has it. Back for Bucktooth. Bucktooth shoots. Save Downey. They'll reset the shot clock. Ball is loose. Picked up by Bucktooth. They work it back, trying to find Booth, and he stays over center. Just almost stepped on the line. Now they play for Meridian. Meridian has it. Over to Bucktooth. Bucktooth. Pass, shot. Couldn't get one off cleanly, Meridian. Ball is loose again in the corner. Northmen trying desperately to pick it up. Oh, and a high hit there. Comes out dangerously as they're looking at checking there behind as Berard goes down, fought. You can hear the checking. The fans are not liking it here. You hear the cat calls in the Canada Games Park.
Fans not happy with that one, but as that was happening, you can see Dan Coates on the bench for the Athletics, head coach looking at his team saying, stay disciplined. You have 5 minutes left. We do not need to put anyone in the box as they've already taken 2 penalties here in this period.
There's a shot from Kruger, and he's stopped by Wilson. I'd imagine Rusty Kruger saying the same thing to Orangeville. Stay disciplined. Tight game right now. You don't want to give up another penalty to give the team a chance to tie it, or if you're the Athletics, to give the Northmen a bigger lead. So we'll see what happens here. Under 5 to go in regulation time. Kennedy with the feed. He has those orange and yellow shoes out there. You can see them brightly. Trying to get them dancing for a goal to tie it up. But Toll, there's Kennedy. Shoots! Oh, and a save right off the neck guard of Downey. You can hear that one a mile away. Now Downey thought about the home run pass, decides against it. Bounces off, it'll be picked up by Sean Costigan. He's over center. Costigan drops it off. As the offense transitions back on the floor for the Northmen with 4:20 to go in the third. Matthews feeds it to Sanderson. Sanderson back for Matthews. Matthews takes the first shot. Looks around for Sanderson. Sanderson has it. Takes the shot over the shoulder and high against Wilson. Back the other way. Comes St. Catharines. Looking for the passes. Marshall not going to get it. Here's a chance. Coming in. Pelon. The pass. The shot. And a big save there by Downey as he stops Lucas Rozon in tight.
Rozon had the quick stick opportunity. Got it off, but Downey doing what he's been doing all night. Literally sprawling all over the crease. Making save after save. As he has faced now 51 shots in this game, Allen.
Crazy. Great goaltending battle here. 7-6 Northmen lead. 3.5 to go. Shirtlift trying to find Kruger. Pass not clean. And Wilson will come out and scoop it up. And he'll lead it ahead for Jared Cook. 3:25. Cook drops it off for Arrow Booth. Booth over Paul. Takes it down Meridian now with him. Meridian has it. Meridian over for Rozon. Rozon 10 on the shot clock. Finds Bucktooth, but he put it wide. Loose ball now. Northmen trying to get it desperately, and they will. Bishop Berman racing up the floor. Berman one-on-one. Now the Athletics get some defense back on the floor, and Berman will calm things down.
Nice job by Berman to find some space and wait for the offense to get out here as both teams and now defenses are really stepping up the pressure. Athletics still need to see if they can find an equalizer. Kruger's going to body his way in.
Yeah, shot clock winding down. Get Kruger get one off. He's going hard to the net. And a head save there by Wilson. And push in the crease is going to give the Northmen the ball back. 2.5 to go here in regulation. Oh, and getting knocked down there, and his keister was Wilson. Northmen with a fresh 30. See what happens here. Kruger. Some battle behind the net. Sanderson being bothered. Kruger. Jennings back for Kruger. Kruger Looking around, Kruger has it. Walks it, oh, he had it stripped. St. Catharines trying to race up the floor quickly. Pass ahead for Marshall. Marshall going hard in, he shoots, but a save by Downey off the bouncer. Again, Downey coming up huge. And what a save there, remember that again. Downey's made some key saves here in the third. But I don't think they got it over within 8 seconds. So a costly turnover maybe for the Northmen.
Right idea from Tobias Wilson to avoid being pushed back in, but it's short-lived as they can't get it over in 8 seconds. Under 2 to play now.
So working around. Pass does work. There's a pass over for Rozon. Chance now. Here goes Toll walking in. Toll! Save again by Downey. He looks like every save he's making, he's doing it for dear life.
He is. He does not want to go back to Orangeville on the bus tonight, knowing that his team is down 3-0. He is throwing everything he has in front of whatever shot he is seeing here tonight.
Now it's back. Shirtliff. 1:15 to go. Crunch time here. Can the Northmen pull it out? See what happens. Another goal here would be nice for them. Shirtliff. Pass Kruger, but it bounces off his stick. Kruger battling. And he's pushed down, and it'll be Northman ball and a fresh 30 with 1:04 to go in regulation.
Dan Coates was not too happy with that one. You can see him kind of exclaim a little bit as he knows that his team could have gotten the ball back, but now they have to do another kill for 30 seconds here as we are now under a minute.
It's going to be the hugest defensive stand right now of the night for St. Catharines if they can do it, to keep it within a shot to send it to overtime. Northman trying to get a 2-goal lead here. This is going to be important possession. Shirtliff lets one rip, and it bounces off of Wilson. Out of play, Northman ball, and they get a fresh 30. If they can control the clock, there'll only be about 10 seconds left. See what happens. They're going to probably try to play the clock and get a shot late and get a reset. So let's see what the Northmen do. See Kruger just in no hurry. Drops it back. Shirtliff for Kruger. Kruger has it. Sees an opening, comes in. 20 in the shot clock. About 9 seconds. The difference. Kruger being hacked and whacked. Pushed down hard. Wait a second. I think it's a timeout by the Northmen. And they got to reset the shot clock as well. Looks like they might. So Northmen do call a timeout with 20.6 to go.
So 20 seconds remaining. Orangeville called timeout. You can see the officials right there. Going to be 11 left on the shot clock. Bruce Codd asking for some explanation. Mark Smith talking with Randy Mearns as well. So a lot of conversations happening, but all fans need to know back home, Orangeville ball, 20 seconds in the game, 11 on the shot clock, and it's going to be down in the corner to the right of Wilson. And you can see both teams drawing it up. Talk about the intensity here in this building.
Yeah, it's been an intense last few minutes.
So here are the last 2 Northman goals. Sanderson shoots all the way around Sutter Pilon and is able to pick the hip of Cooper Wilson, Ty Wilson. I've been getting them mixed up all night long. I do apologize. And then here might be the dagger, the go-ahead goal. Aiden Matthews, outside bounce shot, rips it. And you can see him grabbing his jersey, throwing it up in the air. He was pretty happy about that one.
He's been pumped all night. Every time he scores, he tries to get his team and the fans into it. And pretty good contingent of Orangeville fans made the long trip to St. Catharines tonight. And I'm assuming some athletic fans will make the trek up to the Bunny Barn in Orangeville for Game 4 Monday night. And don't forget our next broadcast here on the OJLL YouTube channel is tomorrow night, Game 3. Oakville Buzz and Whitby to take on the Warriors. Whitby trying to take a stranglehold in that series. 8 p.m. the start time. So here we go. Final 20 seconds. Let's see. Shot clock winding down. Sanderson has the ball. Sanderson brought down hard. I think he stepped in the crease. It'll be St. Catharines' ball with 14 seconds left in the third. They're going to have a lot of time to set something up for a tying goal and try to send this to overtime.
I think the Northmen bench would have at least wanted a possession call there, as they feel Sanderson might have been hauled down a little bit.
It looked like he was a little bit, to be honest.
But it's not going to matter, as he ended up falling into the crease. So now we can see Corey Small, offensive coordinator, drawing up a play. You have to think it's going to be centered around Toll and or Bucktooth here, as Wilson is going to be on the bench, and you can only guess what is going through the mind of Corey Small.
So yeah, they'll want to hit the jackpot. You know, lucky sevens are a big thing at the slot machine. They'll want to do that here to send us to overtime. And as you said, they'll have an extra attacker. The ball, though, I think will be deep. The St. Catharines are going to have to rush it up the floor quickly. 14 seconds left. Orangeville 7, St. Catharines 6. Athletics with a 2-0 series lead. Trying to send us to overtime. This will be the last possession of regulation time. And here we go, racing up the floor. It's Lucas Rozon. Over center, 10 seconds left. Rozon down low for Bucktooth. Whips it around. Still has it. Pass out front. There's a chance. See Downey! And he kept it out with the toe! With 9/10 of a second left. And the Northmen, 2 goals in 22 seconds is the difference. And the Northmen, the 2-time division champions, are still alive in the series. Down 2-1 with a huge 7-6 road victory in St. Catharines tonight.
We talk about goalies playing a big factor in games, but Cole Downey might have just stolen Game 3 in this series on the road. He made 48 saves tonight on 54 shots, 48 shots in total for the Northmen, scoring 7 goals, and what a performance all around from the Northmen tonight. St. Catharines threw everything that they had, but now there will be a Game 5 back in this building coming up next week. But Aiden Matthews, the story maker here tonight. Here's the final possession. Play is in the middle. It's actually Errol Booth that gets the final shot off, but Downey stands tall, makes the save, and then it's just Bishop Berman throwing it down the length of the floor as all the fans are starting to file out now, as the Athletics and Northmen will go to a Game 5 as Orangeville steal Game 3 here tonight in St. Catharines.
What a game and what a series. All three have been classic so far, and another one here tonight as the Northmen get back in the series with a 7-6 win over St. Catharines. As you said, Game 5 is here on Tuesday night, but before that, Game 4 Monday night at the Tony Rose Arena in Orangeville, 8 p.m. start. And don't forget our next telecast on the OJLL YouTube channel is tomorrow night, Game 3, Oakville at Whitby, 8 p.m. start. You can tune in for that one, and you can stay tuned to everything OJLL on the website, OntarioJuniorLacrosse.com. So, final score in an exciting game, Northmen 7, Athletics 6 for Lucas Arger and a great crew behind the scenes. Gary and Rachel from the Canada Games Park in St. Catharines. Alan Corkum saying good night. Till next time, this has been Ontario Junior Lacrosse League action on the OJLL YouTube channel. Good night, everybody.